What's up, guys? So I have a special guest with me here today. Basically, she's one of my students. She got started with me in the program a few months back.
Hey everyone, I'm Jada Morales. I actually live in PA. I work two jobs, so I do real estate and I'm also an admin for a real estate photography company. I have Airbnbs. Even though I live in PA, I have two, one in Miami and one in Austin that I'm able to run remotely thanks to Danish.
Tell them how old you are.
I'm 20.
She's young, right? What made you have the motivation to be like, hey, let me take the risk, let me take the leap of faith of taking a risk and starting a business like Airbnb?
I feel like it really came from just passive income in general. So I just knew that at least taking the leap of faith now, it'll pay off in the long run rather than me being, 40, 50, working a 9 to 5 job, being miserable. I'd rather at least try and get myself ahead now than kind of make up for it later on.
How did you get the funds to actually start up your first two properties?
So all was just funded from the bank, business credit cards. Thankfully, going into it, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know, when I would get my first unit, if it would be weeks or months. But it ended up being, I believe, a week after I got funding, if not maybe a few days after.
Yeah, so she's 20 years old. She didn't really use her personal capital. She had good credit. She leveraged people that got her into business funding and then used that money to get into her first few properties.
So everything was virtually, I didn't have to do a thing but lift a finger and literally answer the phone. I just basically hired people to do the work for me. So everything was just great. I didn't have to do a thing and I could still work my job and, do that as well.
Do you feel like it's possible someone that works maybe 40, 50 hours, like, do you feel like Airbnb is something they can start on the side?
Yes. Yes. I think Airbnb is obviously one of the smarter investments. You don't really dedicate much time. I usually do it maybe a few hours a week. And even then, I would say you'd probably be okay doing maybe less than five. It's definitely possible, even if you work even two jobs. I mean, there's always more time to make money if you really want to make it happen.
How much do you pay per rent? How much are you making now? And what was like your mindset through like getting stuff set up and then now like how it's kind of going in the first few months?
First started getting everything set up, I was a little nervous, but it wasn't because I was scared I wasn't going to make money. It was more of like, I thought it would go a lot faster than it did. So I definitely experienced some setbacks that people most likely won't experience with units and just with things happening and the timeline that they did. Going into it, I was more excited than nervous because I knew that even if it didn't work out, I was one step closer to making something happen. I'm okay with taking risks, even if it means that I did this and it didn't work out because I'm just going to keep trying until, something ends up happening. But my units are doing very well on the 22nd and the 23rd. It'll be a month for each one of them. And obviously, the first week, it got booked out as fast as it did for what it was. And let's see if I can pull it up. So, my calendar for Austin, Texas, it is a little bit more, have some spots here, but they were blocked out so they can do some replacements. But for June, we're pretty booked. July, we're getting to there, and so on.
Yep, so that's a really healthy calendar. Like that's pretty good.
Let's see, May is almost booked. June, July is practically fully booked, surprisingly. First week, I was actually surprised because I made almost 2,300 in 7 days. So far, I've made 7,400 in May, which was great
And
because
then you
it's
still
not,
have 5,000 coming in.
yes.
So
And this is my
your
first.
May is gonna do roughly 7.5 plus roughly five, so like about 12 to 13,000 revenue. And then your rent between the two properties is what, like 3.2 and 2.4. So
5,000 total.
we're looking at like 5.6 roughly in like revenue. And then so in revenue terms, you're basically doubling what your revenue is, which is like those are good numbers, healthy numbers.
So it's definitely a crazy feeling. Even now, I still get like super happy and excited when I see bookings come in because it's just,
It's a money notification. What made you feel the confidence slash be willing to take the risk and leap of faith of being like, hey, let me pay for this guy's mentorship program? Like, what made you want to, I guess, take that leap of faith?
So surprisingly enough, I had a few different people kind of recommend you from just people I knew and close friends. And when I did look up your page, it's just the way that it was set up, like your page is just very easy to understand. You see what Airbnb was able to do for you, kind of the process where you started till now. So it's just, I guess, the testimonials being able to relate to
Mhm.
someone definitely was worth working with. And as far as paying for the mentorship, I'm big in paying for anything coaching wise, mentorship. I pay for real estate mentorships and coaching as well. So I think it's just one of those things where you have to realize what your time is worth. And I don't, I'll be honest, I don't have that much time to just sit around and do research nowadays. So just having someone who already went through the process and is able to tell me like right from wrong, what not to do, what to do, and you just pay them a fee. I think that's worth more than
Yeah.
yeah, I think I definitely would have been more lost. Obviously, wouldn't know where to turn for answers if I was doing it by myself. And even so, it's just a lot easier to have someone who has experience in the same business, who's scaling, and who has multiple units, not just one, to kind of show you the ropes.
On like a genuine scale, like how do you feel like it's been working with me? Of course, you have another coach inside of my program with James. Just overall like communications and everything. Like how do you feel like the process has been inside of the program?
Definitely great having two mentors and coaches instead of one, just because when one can't answer, the other one does. And when one's not able to hop on a call, obviously the other has availability.
Like, what would you advise someone that's like, I want to do this, but I don't know if it's gonna work out. I don't know if it's worth paying for coaching. I don't know if I should go down the free route. Should I even start this business?
That if you really want to accomplish certain things in life, you have to put in the work. It's not, a lot of people see success on social media and even like coaching, they see people who are making over six figures, seven figures a year, and they think it comes easily or that you pay for a mentor and all of a sudden you're going to become rich. But I will say that if you're wanting to live a certain lifestyle, if you want to kind of be different from the rest of the people working 9 to 5s, then you really need to dedicate time and you need to work really hard. And you can't just pay someone and expect them to be the result of your success. You need to work for what you want. And I think anything's possible, honestly. You just need to stay focused, just constantly keep a picture of what the angle is for you, and everything else is going to fall into place.
Anyone wants to ever reach out, you want to learn from someone who's doing it at 20 years old, got multiple properties, practically within a month, you built a six-figure business, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, but numbers are cool, but it's like now you have this skill set, like now you have the skills, you know how to hire people, you know how to make a listing. It's like now realistically, you can turn this into a 50K a month business, a 100K a month business, as long as you stay consistent, like give it some time. Cool. I mean, I appreciate you hopping on. And anyone that's ever looking to get started, you guys saw an interview from a 20-year-old, didn't know me from the past, now is having success, just took the blueprint and actually put in the work behind the scenes.